hand, but he elected not to play it. Did not want to pay 2 life in order to get Hedron Crab into play on the first turn. I guess second turn, he can untap, he can play it, then do his land, so doesn't actually lose a landfall, but must not have anything else to do with that mana on turn 2. Yuza, meanwhile, of course, leaves the fetch land. That's what always seems to happen if you've got 14 of them and only 7 other lands. Gets a Stomping Grounds, pays the life, so 3 life for his land, and Goblin Guide, smash. Will Goblin Guide, what will it hit? Hit Scalding Tarn, so free land for Shimizu. But Yuza does get in there for 2 damage. There's the Hedron Crab. And now he'll follow up with a land, I'm sure. Yep. Oh, and it's a fetch land. It's the Scalding Tarn that we just saw off that Goblin Guide, which means that he'll get to mill himself twice with the Hedron Crab, searching for the dread spells that he needs to fill up his graveyard with goodies. Second Watery Grave is the choice from Shimizu. Looks like he's probably going to put it into play tapped, too. Wants to hold on to his life. He knows Martin's plan is just to deal 20 as quickly as he possibly can and does not want to help. All right, here comes 6 cards. Let's see what they are.
I need Rich to help me here. Rich has to tell me the relevant cards. Relevant cards.
So, Megas to the Bazaar, Iona, a Dread Return, a Grave Troll, and a Bridge from Below. So, it looks like the only Dredge card is a Grave Troll. That's not the most exciting one. That's only Dredge 2. Oh, the Grave Troll, not the Thug. The Grave Troll, sorry. He got the good one. So that's pretty much pretty close to exactly what Shimizu was looking for. He's got the Grave Troll, so he's got his best Dredge card. He's also got the Bridge from Below. All right, Martin untaps. Smashes with the Goblin Guide. Does 2 more damage. Pays 2 more life for a land. And Gaddock Teague. So that takes Dread Return out of play. And now what? Now Shimizu untaps. And is he going to dredge here with his draw phase, or is he going to draw a card off the top? Reaches for Golgari Grave Troll. 1. So, all right.
I'm blind. Rich needs to help me. Someone communicate my urgency to Rich, please. Don't care, not an option.
Tombstalker, Stinkweed Imp. Couple of land. And an Archamoeba that came into play. Shimizu stares at his graveyard trying to figure out what to do. All right. So Shimizu's managed to get 1 Narcomoeba into play. He's still got his Hedron Crab that can mill himself for more. He dredged Golgari Grave Troll with his draw phase that turn. And he's got the 1 Bridge from Below in his graveyard. He's also got a Dread Return in his graveyard, although it has been turned off by Martin Yuza's Gaddock Teague.
Gaddock Teague is quite good in this matchup. He has to deal with that card, or Flamekin Zealot is not coming back into play.
Right. But we saw in the last game that Shimizu can just win with a bunch of zombies, in theory. Was that Gravestalker? Tombstalker.
Tombstalker. He's like, I will fight a different fight.
Yeah. How about if I just play a big flyer?
So he paid for that with his dredge of
Yeah.
Belgari Grave Troll.
It's true.
Put the mana into his graveyard.
And Misty Rainfall will trigger the crab. Flips over Dark Blast, Magus of the Bazaar, and an island.
So now he can deal with the Gaddock Teague now. He grows back the Dark Blast, waits a turn, Dark Blast in response to his draw step, dredges back Dark Blast, and Dark Blasts it again.
Yeah, Juzu needs to turn off that graveyard somehow.
Juzu needs to deal with that 5/5.
Yeah, Juzu seems like he's going to need to draw one of his 3 hate cards. Tormod's Crypt could help. Ravenous Trap could help. Yixla Jailer could help.
Now, I don't know that he brought in Oblivion Rings. I'm just trying to see what he's doing to deal with a 5/5.
Yeah, it's true.
Right now.
I mean, Martin is being attacked on 2 fronts at this point.
He does have Tribal Flames.
Sure.
Tribal Flame seems like a
4
fine
land
answer.
types right now. All he needs is blue.
Assuming he's left his Path to Exiles in. But his Lightning Bolts and Helixes he's going to need a tandem on. Interesting tension between the Goblin Guide and the Hedron Crab.
Yes, Yuza does have Scalding Tarn to turn on Tribal Flames for 5. But he makes a Tarmogoyf. Plays the Scalding Tarn. Does he just ship the turn here?
Yeah.
How big's Tarmogoyf?
It looks like a 5 there. Looks like 4 petals around the center of the rose. That's a 5/6 Tarmogoyf. Now Naoki has a couple of extra things to deal with here.
Yeah.
See, dredge back, get rid of the Gaddock Teague. Which is over 2 turns for him to do that.
Yep.
He has to dredge back this turn, and then at the start of his following turn, he's able to do that.
And that brings Dread Return into play, which isn't awesome yet, but might be later.
Right. Oh, he's gonna mill himself a handful of times between now and then with the Hedron Crab, and stock up his graveyard, maybe hit a couple Narc Amoebas, hit a couple bridges, and everything will be fine. Of course, Martin Hughes is holding 8 points of fire in his hand.
Yeah.
More than half of Shimizu's
Yeah, I have
life total.
I can't even tell what front this game is being fought on. You know? It's like both. I mean, I guess Martin doesn't have any graveyard hate, so he's essentially, given the way his draw has come together, he's just got to deal 20 before Shimizu stitches too much together. So he's trying to be as threatening as he can, as fast as he can. Shimizu, sure, he's got the graveyard thing going on, but he's also got the 5/5 flyer. So, looks like Shimizu cracks a fetch land.
It's a tapped breeding pool.
That'll trigger the crab. This is game 5, so the winner will be through to the semis. The winner will get to play Tsuyoshi Ikeda.
So Dark Blast comes back from Noki's graveyard.
All right, Shimizu gets his Dark Blast.
Gets another fetch land, plays a Verdant Catacombs.
Hedron Crab is...
Can you tell them that all of this is coming over the programming?
I'm at the 13.
So we can't get a clear shot of Noki's graveyard here, but he's got an abundance of cards there.
Six cards to you.
Convention Center sounds like we've been pulled up into a living tsunami. That's just a little bit of static on our end.
Oh, Shimizu has begun milling Martin. All these fetch lands, he's attacking Martin's graveyard.
Oh, very interesting.
So we need 3 fronts, apparently, for this fight. Shimizu is making a big flyer. He's filling his own graveyard, and now he's turned his attention to Martin's graveyard. Is he really going to be able to bring enough lands into play to mill him?
Sure.
Okay, Dark Blast Gaddock gets that into his graveyard. Now he just needs a draw effect from something.
Plays Ideas Unbound.
Ideas Unbound, that'll do. So he'll bring back Dark Blast and Dredge.
Handful of cards.
Now what does he do for the rest of Ideas
Dredging
Unbound?
a Stinkweed Imp.
Dredge a Stinkweed Imp, okay. Here comes 7 more.
Just hit another Stinkweed Imp and a Golgari Grave Troll and a Bridge.
And an Archamoeba. And I think he's got 1 Ideas Unbound card left.
He does. Counts his library. So the reason he wasn't actually attacking Martin, he just couldn't afford to mill himself, but I think it's a May. He figured, why not?
Wait.
Yeah, is Hedron Crab a May?
I believe so.
Or is it you must choose a player and mill them?
I believe it's May.
All right, so Naoki Shimizu is resolving Ideas Unbound.
He's got 2 Narcomoebas going into play. He's got a Dark Blast coming back into his hand.
Yep.
He's got a Stinkweed Imp and a... So the last one to go Golgari Grave Troll? I believe so. So I can't see how many bridges he has in his yard. I know he has at least one.
I believe it's at least 2. I don't know if Martin has... Is Martin told him to stop, or are we moved on now?
They've moved on now. He had told him to stop before the 2 Narcomoebas came in. So he still has to resolve another Dark Blast if he wants to kill that Gaddock, which I'm sure he does.
Yep, currently a 1/1 Gaddock.
He's obviously not going to combo kill him this turn because he's going to attack for 6 in the air first. The first Narcomoeba and the Tombstalker.
That drops Martin to 9. 1 away from having lethal flyers next turn.
Yeah.
It's funny, if Martin cracks that fetch land, then
He's dead on board.
Yeah, he brings dead on board into play. He may be able to force some blocks, but then that'll create zombies.
He has a little bit of burn, but then he's using it on Noki's creatures and not on Noki.
I think there's a helix, so Martin may actually be able to play a little possum there. It's an old-fashioned kind of trap, right? Meanwhile, Shimizu's on 13. Martin's got 5-power Tarmogoyf and a Goblin Guide.
7 points of power. And
when he changes his mind, he decides to Dark Blast his own Narcomoeba.
How interesting. Put some zombie tokens into play.
But Martin might respond. I mean, if Martin can kill one of his own creatures, then the Bridge from Belows go away.
Correct.
Right. If he can send a creature to his own graveyard, Bridge from Below is removed from the game.
So is he drawing a Lightning Bolt?
Right. He basically needs Lightning Bolt to do it. It seems like he's bluffing Lightning Bolt, because that's the second time he's made Naoki pause, and I'm not even sure Martin has a spell he can cast right now. I mean, I haven't seen his hand recently, but my memory of his hand is that it had a couple of, had like a Lightning Helix and a Tribal Flames.
Lightning Helix and Tribal Flames were the last time we looked at his hand, that's what we saw.
Right, so this is just Martin sort of trying to convince Shimizu that he has a Bolt.
He's saying, slow down.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, Dark Blast does resolve.
End of my turn.
And like we said, Shimizu's decided I'm not going to kill Gaddock Teeg. Instead, I want 2 zombies.
And now he has to discard cards to resolve Ideas Unbound.
Right, because it's the end of his turn.
And he discards Golgari Grave
So
Troll,
3 bridges. It's 3 zombies, actually, not 2 zombies.
Oh, 3 bridges. And a land. So he has 2 more dredge.
Yeah, that makes it awfully hard for Martin to attack. What Martin needs is a second Tribal Flames. Second Tribal Flames is actually lethal. Like, he can burn for 13 if he can draw Tribal Flames off the top. I mean, he'll probably need to do the Helix first so they can get enough life to survive Shimizu's attack.
Takes 7 in the air. I don't even know if he survived Shimizu's attack currently on the board.
Well, he's also got a Path.
Right.
Tribal Flames, Path, Lightning Helix. Oh, maybe it was Path he was thinking about. Martin had Path in play.
All of these matches have gone to 5 games.
Yeah. Everybody's gone to 5. Kibler and Akeda are through to the semis. Who's going to join them?
So far, Zoo has put through 2 of its 4 champions.
That's true. Each of the quarterfinals lined up as Zoo versus.
Go.
All right, Martin plays a land and ships the turn. We know that he's got a Lightning Helix and a Path to Exile up and ready.
So it seems like he's playing this game to draw a second Tribal Flames.
All right, looks like Shimizu reaches for his Dark Blast. Dredges so that can be his draw for the turn. Tombstalker, Dread Return.
Tax 4. And this is not lethal on board, right? Because he can block all 3 of the zombie tokens.
Right, right.
So this is
So 7 in the air.
Martin to 2.
Right. He's threatening to win next turn with Flyers. Martin should path the Stalker, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think you got to path the 5-power guy. Probably buys you a turn.
Gives you the most turns.
Yeah, I don't know what else. I mean, I guess he's worried about Dread Return, and he doesn't want to open up a loss to the giant, But yeah, I think he's got to path the Flyer.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he concludes as well. So Tombstalker's removed from the game. He's going to take 2 damage from Narcomoebas and fall to 7. Shimizu, of course, has plenty of basics in his deck. Goes and gets 1.
He says, I'll target you with the Hedron Crab. Maybe I'll mill away all your Tribal Flames. And why not? This looks like a land and 2 lands on a Curd Ape.
Yeah, Kurt Ape in there.
Curd Ape's not terribly exciting at the moment. So.
Is Martin in danger of getting, his blue lands milled into the graveyard or anything?
Right. Certainly a consideration. Yogi's a little worried about whether or not he has enough cards. How many cards do I have left? How many answers?
Cards in your hand. 3.
So he can get his. Yeah, it has to be 2 full power tribal flames here.
Right. He needs a blue land, which we assume he can
We
get.
assume he can get that. It's not been milled away. He's got
Is the Steam Vents in his graveyard? Is that the only blue? Temple Garden, Blood Crypt, Stomping Ground, Godless Shrine, Steam Vents, Mountain, Sacred Foundry. No, Sacred Foundry is blue, right?
No. Sacred Foundry is red-white.
So he can't get a blue mana
He cannot.
because his only blue mana has been milled by Hedron Crab. Is that really what's going to decide this game?
Well, I mean, he also would have to draw.
He has to draw the second Tribal Flames, but it's not even in play if he can't get a blue mana. Like, how's he going to deal 13? He's got to get through for damage somehow. Or he's going to have to draw, like, 2 burn spells.
Which he doesn't have time to do.
No, I don't think so. All right. Juice draws. A Yixlid Jailer.
That's not enough.
It's pretty relevant. I mean, doesn't it reduce Shimizu down to the 2 Narcomoebas?
I guess he can kill the 2 Narcomoebas.
Yeah, he can
and
in
play
theory
the
kill the
jailer.
2 Narcomoebas, but there's enough zombies over there. Yeah, Yixlid Jailer's a little bit behind schedule here.
Well, I mean, he also knows that there's a Dark Blast in hand. So the jailer...
Oh, the Jailer's
jailer
not gonna.
doesn't
Jailer
live.
just dies.
Go.
So he has to Helix.
Yeah, we've got one match queued up waiting for you. After this finishes, we'll watch whether Yuya Watanabe versus Hunter Burton and find out who the 4th member of our semifinal will be.
Full card.
Oki does not know what's in Juice's hand. He's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Juice is sitting back, trying to look confident. Says, I'm going to make some more zombies here and just overrun you. Kill my Narcomoeba.